Thank you for following us so far in the class. Hope you're enjoying the class. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. Number 61. Challenges of conducting census in Nigeria are policy formation, lack of fund, lack of trained personnel, poor town planning. Now policy census is defined as the regular, periodic, and simultaneous head count of people living in a geographical area. Now, and there are various problems that it is to have problem of town planning, government interference, falsification of record, lack of trained personnel, sparse distribution of people, a lot of problems. Now, out of these problems, option A, problem 1 and 2 are not part of the problems because there are funds, because census is funded by the government and government always have money. There are policies, but policies are formulated. Implementation is where the issue is. So the answer there is option C. Option C. 62. Policy measure to reduce supply of money by CBN is, I've talked about this before. I said monetary policy deals with the CBN, fiscal policy deals with the government. And when I'm talking about to reduce, that's talking about the contraction, to contract. You know, we have expansion, we have contraction. Expansion is when you want to increase, contraction is when you want to reduce. That's there is B. 62 is B. 63. Agricultural policy aimed at increasing food supply in Nigeria was, that is Green Revolution Program. Now, land tenure system is just used to control ownership of land. Operation Feed the Nation is used to take care of the masses and the people. So the answer there is Green Revolution Program. 64. If a firm expands by joining with other firms, it is known as, now, this kind of thing is understood to mean joint venture. And now joint venture is a business, is a situation in which a new business is opened, financed, controlled by two separate businesses who come together to start such business. So, and that can only happen through merger or integration. No, I thought that integration is the unison, is the unity or cooperation between two or more states or countries. So the other is merger or integration. So that is when a firm expands by joining with other firms. So they will merge when they come together or when they integrate. So they mean the same. The answer is option D. 65. The most acceptable relative index for evaluating inflation. I've said it all the time, that inflation is the persistent increase in the general price level of goods and services in the market. And it is caused by when much money is chasing fewer goods. And we have various methods of calculating the inflation. We have the consumer price index, the wholesale price index, and the real GDP. Now, the consumer price index, the formula for consumer price index is the current year index over the base year index times 100 over 1. For example, now, if you are given a question that says the price of bread in Nigeria at 2021 was 150. The same loaf of bread in 2022 was sold for 200 naira. So get it, that would be 150 over 200 times 100. With that, you can get the consumer price index. So the answer there is option A. 65 is option A. 66. One major indicator of economic development is one of the things that shows that the country is enjoying economic development. One major indicator of economic development is, the answer there is per capita income. That is gross national product per head. And per capita income, the formula for per capita income is real GDP over total population. Real GDP, or you call it total national income over total population over. The answer there is A. Option A. 6 option A. 67. 67. The demand for labor and wood is dash. A. Competitive. B. Derived. C. Composite. D. Complementary. Now, I've said in one of the questions before now that demand is of 4 types. We have the competitive, which deals with substitute goods. We have the derived. We have the composite. We have the complementary or joint. The answer here is derived. I thought that derived demand deals with a situation whereby a commodity or goods or service is demanded for because of its use in the production process. It is when something is demanded for so that it can be used to get another thing. So labor and wood is demanded for so that they can be, labor is used in production, wood is also used in production. So the answer there is derived. Number 68. Nigeria major export product, everybody should know this, is crude oil. That's the largest thing that we export in crude oil. A. 69. One of the major attributes of a good tax system is Now, when I'm talking about a good tax system, we have certain attributes of it. We have simplicity, we have sincerity, we have economic, we have economical, we have equity or fairness, we have certainty, we have convenience, we have flexibility, we have impartiality, amongst other attributes of a good tax system. So the answer here is convenience. Convenience. That is one. Now all of these are not part of it. The answer there is convenience. Option A. Number 70. Major feature of capitalist economy is, I told you that capitalist economy is an economic system in which the means of distribution and production is dominated by businesses owned by private individuals for the purpose of making profit. I also said that it can be called a laissez-faire economy, it can be called a free enterprise, it can be called a market economy, it can be called a price mechanism. So all of those are other examples of capitalist economy. And in the capitalist economy, there is consumer sovereignty. That's where we use the language, consumers are always right, or the language, consumer is the king. So it is with capitalist economy, and it is basically concerned with the art of making profit. So the answer there is private ownership. A. Private ownership. A. Question 72. United Nations Conference was established to foster A. Even development, B. Economic growth, C. Economic relation, D. Trade development. The answer there is economic relation. Economic relation. Economic relation. That's option C. 73. A company with 2 to 20 persons is partnership. 2 to 20 persons is partnership. It's partnership. Number 74. The rate at which a factor is substituted for another without altering the level of output is, this is what we call the marginal rate of substitution. That is option C. Option C. And this rate of substitution is under the theory of consumer behavior, under the school of thought called the ordinal school of thought. And that's talking about an increase in the use of or the consumption of product A will lead to a decrease in consumption of product B. So the answer there is marginal rate of substitution. 75. A feature of money. Remember the other time we talked about a function of money. They're asking about the feature of money. I've told you what the features of money now. The feature of money out of all of this is reserve units of account, store of value, medium of exchange, easily recognizable. The answer there is option D. Easily recognizable. Easily recognizable. Thank you for following the class so far. I hope you have been enjoying the class and you have been learning one or two things. Now please do well to subscribe, turn on your notification bell, like, share and comment. And as you do so, we really appreciate that. Let's continue. Question 76. Business that requires an independent decision making is business that requires, and the word independent means it is done by the person alone. That is, and that's there is sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is a business, a woman business. Decision is taken by the owners alone. Profit enjoyed by the owner alone. Losses suffered by the owner alone. Everything is done by the owner and for the owner. So the answer there is option A, sole proprietorship. Question 77. In a socialist economic system, the means of production and distribution is controlled by the government. I've said that. The other time I said we have capitalist, socialist, and mixed economy. So the socialist is controlled by the government. Why option B and C is concerned with even option B, C, and D is concerned with private or capitalist economy. Private or capitalist economy. Then the 77 is option A. 78. One of the factors that influence the location of industry is, now all of these factors can influence location of industry, but the one that have everything in itself is the economies of scale, whether it is internal economies of scale or external economies. Now, raw materials, all of this can be under external economies of scale. So, economies of scale encapsulate everything under, so the answer there is the economies of scale. The economies of scale, and which will be mainly to be external economies of scale, because localization of industry deals with the concentration of firms producing similar products in a given area, and localization of industry helps to lead to external economies. So that's why the answer here is economies of scale, because of the external economies. And external economies means the benefit enjoyed by a firm as sort of being in the same area with other similar firms. You know, it helps to lead to reduction in certain things, e.g., reduction on money spent on power supply, reduction on money spent on transportation, on advert, on security, amongst many other benefits enjoyed from localization of industry. Question. So the answer there is option B. 79. The most essential factor in the process of economic growth is now, if you want to know that a country is already having growth, one of the things that will help to facilitate that growth is technological changes. Now, when you have advancement in your technology, now when advancement technology, it will affect every aspect of the economy, be it education, be it sports, be it agriculture, be it mining. Now, when all those areas are affected by technological changes, it will also have an effect, a positive effect on the economy of such nation, thereby leading to a growth of such economy. So the answer there is technological changes. Option A. Number 80. One among the methods of valuing national income is dash. I told you last time, I said national income can be valued using the income approach, expenditure approach, or output approach. So the answer there is the income approach. Option A is option A is the correct answer for number 80, income approach. 81. Price increases by 20%, demand falls by 5%. The elasticity is said to be, remember I told you the other time when we solved a question that I said the price elasticity of demand, the formula is percentage change in quantity demanded over percentage change in price. So now we have been given the coefficient of the two, that will be 5/20, and that will give us 0 points. Now, and I told you that when we have anything that is 0 points, it is greater than 0 but less than 1. In such a situation, it is fairly inelastic. The answer there is option A, inelastic. That is 81 is option A, inelastic. 82. The concept defining the relationship between change in national income and change in investment is A, multiplier, B, accelerator, C, propensity to consume. Question 82. The concept defining the relationship between change in national income and change in investment is A, multiplier, B, accelerator, C, propensity to consume, D, all of the above. The answer there is multiplier. And multiplier means it's talking about a change in national income caused by a change in investment or consumption. And it is represented with K. And it has three formulas. Formula 1 is K equals change in national income over change in consumption. Formula 2 is K equals 1 over MPS. The third formula is K equals 1 over 1 minus MPC. So the answer there is A, which is multiplier. 83. The relationship between income and consumption is consumption function. Income and consumption is consumption function. I'm not talking about the propensity to consume. It is consumption function. Thank you very much. With this, we come to the end of the class for the OBJ. I hope you've learned one or two things and follow me to class for the theory aspects. Thank you and God bless.